All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wawakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like. To the rest of the church who believe as well, including you few women. To the dead in Yahweh Shai also. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the nation of Israel, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay? So, Lord willing, this lesson can build up some of the younger brothers in the faith who have just come into the faith maybe, a month ago, 3 months ago, a year ago. All right? I'm going to go to the book of Romans chapter 14 and verse 1. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations. So there's going to be brothers in this truth who are weaker than others. But our job is to build each other up. We may not go to brothers' houses, knock on the door, hey, let's get into the scriptures, because one brother may be in a different continent. Another brother may be seven states away, or whatever the case may be. And yeah, brothers can travel and link up. But when you throw on a video, that's another way of building up brothers. That's another way of visiting brothers or fellowshipping, is presenting videos. Okay? Coming into this faith, you have that zeal, you're real passionate, you're on fire. And that zeal that you have when you first come in, you want to try to hold on to that zeal. Because, as you're in this truth, it's not that the zeal leaves, but you do become more seasoned. And with being more seasoned, there may be, times or moments in your life where you're not studying as much as you used to. Okay? But we can never grow enough in this thing. So brothers who have the faith, who are built up, strong and have that foundation, they still, watch videos and get uplifted through other brothers. So brothers coming into this who are new, how much more for y'all, And if you're weak in the faith, all you got to do, if you have the elect, all you got to do is pray and believe, man, and put the effort in. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye. So some brothers may have weaker faith. That's not a reason to cast someone off, so to speak, because there are brothers whose faith may be little. It doesn't mean they don't have faith at all. A brother whose faith is weak shows the faith was given to him in the first place, because for you to have an increment of faith, it has to come from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So you believing these videos and other people may not, that's a sign that although you may be weaker in the faith, you're a brother that can be built up through these lessons. Him that is weak in the faith, receive ye, but not to doubtful disputations. All right, let's go to the book. 1 Timothy's. Actually, it's 3, I believe. 1 Timothy's 3 and 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. So there's nothing wrong with desiring to be a bishop. There's nothing wrong with wanting to come into the truth and to prophesy, to do the labor of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. That's a good thing. If you desire that, although we don't choose our lots to have that desire, you have the right spirit on you. Because there's people, they want to be the greatest basketball player. There's people, they want to be the world's biggest scholar or whatever. The best lawyer or doctor. But to have the desire to want to be a bishop, to have the desire to want to be a prophet, these things we have no control over. But to have the desire and the will to want to shows that you are in the right spirit. When you see brothers prophesying and doing lessons, you might feel, man, I wish I could pull lessons like that. I wish I could bring out lessons like that. I wish I could speak as smooth or as boldly as this brother or that brother. There's nothing wrong with that desire. That's actually a good thing. Okay? But with that, there comes a build-up. And that's why a part of our job is to build each other up. Okay? And that's why we speak this truth, because we believe it. And there's other men out there who believe it as well. Those are the brothers we speak for. And some brothers' faith is not as strong as others. Okay? But to desire to be a bishop, that's a beautiful thing. That's a part of being the elect. That's a part of putting on that clothing. The clothing of the elect. All right? This is Colossians chapter 3 and verse 12. Put on therefore as the elect of God, holy and beloved, bowels of mercies, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long-suffering. So these are the attributes or characteristics of the elect of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So if you desire to be a bishop, that's a good thing. That's a good work. But a part of desiring that, you got to put on the elect. Being kind, being humble of mind, long-suffering. Because you're not going to get the kingdom just because you know the truth. All of a sudden you wake up tomorrow on the streets of gold and you got slaves, man. This is a process. Okay? So you gotta suffer with the rest of the men. And just because you have a good job or you have a house or a nice car or whatever, the woman of your dreams, even if you have these things, you're still going to suffer in this society, especially when your mind is focused on spiritual things or the kingdom to come. Okay? So a part of, building brothers up is also showing them love, man. Being kind and humble to them, being meek and long-suffering, because there's times, hey, let's face it, brothers' personalities may not always get along. Brothers may clash. And just because brothers may get along or you may not like a brother does not make him a wicked two-third, and vice versa. Spirits may not always get along, but you still got to put off that BS and understand, hey, this brother's in the truth, I'm in the truth, we're fighting for the same thing. I may not be into what he's into, but at the end of the day, we're into the same thing when it comes to the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So we got to understand one another. And you got to be fully persuaded. You got to have that full assurance of faith. Because when you come in, your faith may not be as strong, but as you grow in this truth, your faith should be growing with you. Okay? Let's go to the book of Hebrews. Chapter 10 and verse 22. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience, and our bodies washed with pure water. And you're washed through the word. You're washed through the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. So you got to have full assurance of faith. Don't let anyone persuade you any differently. Don't let people speaking ill on you, speaking ill on the truth, speaking ill on the brothers involved in this truth, or how they may look at you in public or whatever. Don't let anything persuade you in the wrong path. You got to be fully persuaded. You got to have that full assurance of faith. So when you come in, your faith may not be as strong, but you still should have it in your mind, as you grow, your faith should be growing with you. Okay? No doubt about it. Let us draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, having our hearts sprinkled from an evil conscience, and our bodies washed with pure water. And we're washed by the washing of the word, man. We're washed by the washing of the word. I'm going to get the book of Ephesians chapter 2 and 8. For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God. So if you have the full assurance of faith, that is not of yourselves, that is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Okay? So if you're a brother who has just an increment of faith, okay, faith like the grain of a mustard seed, just a little bit, that means you're actually capable of receiving the Lord's mercy, because with that little bit of faith that you have, it can be watered and it can be nurtured, and you can grow with that faith. And that's a part of our job, like I stated earlier, is to build each other up. So I'm going to close it out in 1 Corinthians 9 and 22. To the weak became I as weak, because some brothers are weaker in the faith than others. Okay? To the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. So brothers have different spirits. So you got to work with each other. We have to work with each other. Okay, we can't be so quick to rebuke, and have no mind to forgive, or be so quick to rebuke, and not have the mind to hear a brother out, let him speak his piece, you know, because as I've stated before, we all have our own personalities, and those personalities can cause brothers to clash. Okay, to the weak became I as weak, that I might gain the weak. I am made all things to all men, that I might by all means save some. And that's what we do, man. And it's all for the elect's sake. It's all for the sake of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the kingdom of heaven, to wake up all the elect so that they can be delivered. Okay? And Yahweh and Yahweh Shai can reign, have dominion forever and ever. And all nations are subjected to the Israelites, man. Period, point blank. So with that, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this was simple and edifying. Stay strong. Hey, build that faith up, man. And the longer that you're in this thing, if you're sincere, your faith is going to grow. Shalom.